Welcome to the Clash Royale Gooning tier list. What a great first video, right? You guys can already see the tiers, so let's just start. First off, we have the Archer Queen. That's an easy, don't even have to think about it. We got the archers, you know, the normal ones they're alright, but the Evos, they're definitely up there. What am I anything for views. Now, how old is Bandit? Because she has white hair, so if she's a little bit older, and the teeth come out and their dentures, you know what I'm saying? Barbarians, they're just disgusting fucks. Next, we have bats. That's an animal. Can't do that. Battle healer. Any other tier list, you're going in the bottom, but here, what can I say? Berserker, again. Oh, nope. Minor. Bomber, again, you're dead. Bomb Tower, though. Next, we have the Baddie Bandit, are not even a question. The Bowler, he's a big guy, what can I say? Cannon, you might think this will be an object, but where there's a hole, there's a goal. So that one's going up there. Evo Cannon, it's got more curves on it. Cannon Cart, you're just not doing it for me, buddy. You're just, maybe keep this ugly fuck away from me. Dagger Duchess, not, no, that's a baddie. Dark Prince, he's not showing his face for a reason. He's not as handsome as the regular prince. Dark Goblin, he has a blow dart, so we are we already know where he's going. Electro Giant, unlike the other giants, he's got some swagger, but just for disrespect, I guess. Like, what would it feel like? You gotta experiment a little bit. Executioner, you're a disgusting human. Evo, actually, on the other hand, goes there. Regular firecracker goes there. Why take plain bread when there's potato bread right there? You know what I'm saying? Fishy boy, that's my go. That would hurt. That would burn very badly. Jay Schlatt here. Look at the way he's sticking his tongue out. You know that goblin barrel, at least the ones in the barrel, the goblins are freaks. And these guys bring dolls with them, so they've got to be pretty freaky. It's literally called the Diddy cage. Well, we can put him down there, and him, like, I don't even have a choice. He'll bring me in there for multiple rounds. This guy's fucking ugly. Then we have what the fuck am I doing? Even uglier, the soul patch is not helping you, buddy. There's four of them. Golden Knight, that, I mean, look at him. For the heal spirit, he's got his tongue out. He's a little freak. He's a pretty handsome guy. All right. Jay Schlatt Part 2. He has the net, so he's pretty freaky. Too cold for anything to work. Although his mouth is open and ready. Okay. It won't work. Now this mustachioed man, he's going there, but then he upgrades and gets a beard and a better mustache. And he's durable. So you're pregnant. He's a little femboy. Mighty Miner, that's one handsome fellow. I love the card. You're low-key chop shit. But you can make the same case for Bandit as you can with him. He's pretty old. He might have dentures in. Where there's a hole, there's a goal. It's not doing the same for me as it is the cannon, I'll just say that. I don't want this disgusting cretin watching me go to work. He's just gonna be in there looking. Something about the eye getting covered is, it's like Sanji, but a woman. Night Witch, that's a goth baddie. It's a goth baddie. Can't believe this is my life. She's a Dami mommy. Actually, for Dark Prince, I'm gonna move him up just because I want to see what's under there. He's low. He's probably chop shit, but he could just be a handsome fellow like his brother over here. Rage is basically a Viagra, so the guards, they also cover their faces, and I have less confidence in them being decent looking than I do for the Dark Prince. The most handsome giant of them all, for the experience, it's an Amazon. Dead, 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 dead. These guys are minors, I'm pretty sure. Easily up there. What's better than one regular musketeer? Bringing two of her sisters. Valkyrie is bad, and then Loki, you get uglier. Like, I'm not a big fan of the half cut. For certain people, different strokes, different folks. Leave the Larrys at home. Alright, that's the tier list. If you guys want to take one more look at it. Can't believe this is my life right now. Like and subscribe if you haven't, and that's the video.